Welcome to NG Fishing. So you join me on the bank of a local club water, hopefully just for a couple of hours this morning. Got the carp rods out, hoping just to catch a couple of, maybe hopefully a bite or two in this cold weather that we've had. But the purpose of this video is I want to re-look at a product I reviewed 2 years ago that I'm still using, and that is, well, you'll know because you'll see it in the description, but it is the Korda Basics tackle box. So I did a review on this around 2 years ago when I first got it, and I've still got it, which is unusual for me, to be honest. Quite often I might get tackle when it comes out new and then get something different, partly to create content for you guys, and partly sometimes I think not quite for me, but actually this has stood the test of time, and I basically just want to go through it with you. Yeah, I've had this now for over 2 years, used it a lot. It's still in fantastic shape. It's a bit mucky, you know, like when you put it down on a bank you get bits of mud and bits of spod mix and all sorts in there, so it could do with a good clean, so don't judge me on it not being so clean. But the Basics tackle box, I've had it for like I said, over 2 years now, and nothing has let me down on it. The clips at the front are still perfect. I've had absolute no issue. Any of you guys that have been following me on my page, you know, you would know I've done quite a few different tackle box reviews from the NGT stuff and things like that. And I also had the big Korda tackle box for a while, and I had problems with these plastic bits. On this box, I have actually had no issues whatsoever with these coming out. Absolute no issues whatsoever. It's got plenty of tackle in it. If you can see that without it all going everywhere, plenty of tackle in it for me. It's absolutely ideal for my fishing. I try not to make things too complicated. I've got some hooks in there, got some braid, lighter, rig tools, that sort of stuff. Now, what I have done, because the only downside for this, obviously got my braid in there, and I'm using the Basics braid, guys. Honestly, it's for the money. It's just as good as everything else, to be honest. But like me, if you don't do a lot of carp fishing, you know, most of you guys that know me would know me more as a bit of a match angler, to be honest. So those guys that know me would know that I don't get the carp rods out all the time, but I do like going carp fishing at the same time. So it's good. It's a good bit of kit, and like I said, 2 years. It's been out on the bank loads of times in that time, and it's been through puddles and all sorts. But the Basics braid, if any of you are getting into fishing, or you just don't get to go out on the bank so much, seriously guys, do not overlook this stuff. They do it in the uncoated, which is what I use for all my PVA bags, and they do it in a coated. I've got a rig in here to show you. So this is one I tied up yesterday, and that's with the coated braid, size 8 curve. Basically it's a little slip D rig, and look at that. I mean, I haven't even steamed that, you know, and it's a really good braid for the money. Really good braid for the money. So yeah, don't overlook it if you haven't had a look at it already. Let me pop that one back. The only downside to this tackle box is also its biggest strength. So for me, it being small and compact is one of its biggest benefits. But I like to use fluorocarbon in my hook lengths, particularly, like probably a lot of you watching this video, there's quite a few of you would have become a fan of this rig. And this is a spinner rig, and that's using the Korda boom material. Well, unfortunately, you can't get a spoiler boom in this tackle box. You can't get crimping tool in this tackle box because it is just too small. It's a Basics tackle box. It's just too small for things like that. So what I've started doing is I've got myself an EVA, box to put this in alongside those bits. So this is ZEVA. Now, before you ask, it's actually not one from Korda. The Korda one would have set me back for this size 25 quid. This cost me £12. So this is the large EVA from NGT. Alright, I've got all sorts of stuff in there, but I'll show you what I've got in there. I've got a few liquids, brand new one, little sneaky peek from the Northern Specials. I've got some pop-ups in there. I've got 2 sets of crimping tools because my Korda ones are on the last legs. I've got my boom. I've got amnesia. Stay tuned for if you want some information on that one. I've got some pop-ups, got some glugs, got my marker gum. I've actually got some lead core in there too, but all that will fit in there alongside this tackle box. So all just falls down the side. I'll put the other liquids in there, zip that up. So in there I've now got some pop-ups, a couple of pop-ups. I literally, if I wanted to just fish singles for the day, everything is in that. In theory, all I need is, if my rods are all set up, I could put a couple of leads in there. I literally could just take that fishing. If I was just fishing singles, which some of you guys do this time of year, which I used to do a lot of this time of year, fishing singles, actually everything, all the kit you need is in there. So check that out. So yeah, this is it, guys. Just a quick run through basically the basix tackle box. Honestly, if you haven't got one and you're looking for a tackle box, it's phenomenal for the money, absolutely phenomenal for the money. 20 quid, absolutely solid. I mean, I've dropped it, kicked it, you know, it's gone in the mud, it's gone in the water. It's a solid bit of kit, and like I said, for £20, you know, we're all at the moment with cost of living and stuff, we're all trying to cut costs and things like that. So seriously, have a look at that the basix tackle box if you're looking for a new one, and definitely have a look at the basix braid. In the last video, obviously, I was using the basix hooks. Again, they're not a bad hook, but actually for me, I've gone back to a curve hook. It's about personal preference. If you're fishing spinner rigs like me, then for me a curved hook is better. Again, it's personal preference. There are some fantastic anglers out there using all sorts of hooks on a spinner. You know, Darryl Peck uses a wide gape. Danny Fairbrass uses a long shank if he can get away with it on the lakes that he's on. So it is personal preference, but for me it's a curve. So that's it, guys. That was just another quick run through the basix tackle box. If you've got any questions about it, please drop them in the bottom. Until the next time, guys, enjoy your fishing.